Boom! Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of No Man's Sky. As always, I'm Captain Beefy with the Game Vault here today. And we're going to look at exosuits today. And I want to show you what, excuse me, what I've done with my exosuit, how I've maxed it out. And it suits my method of gameplay. It may not suit yours, so just to give you some ideas on potentially what you can do with your suit. Now, first off, let's go ahead and expand it. And now, as you can see, we've got way more than the normal 60 slots available. So when I was upgrading this suit, something glitched out. It was right after the waypoint update, and I got just a butt ton of extra slots. So I'm estimating I've got an extra 39 slots here. I believe we're only supposed to have 60. My suit only holds 60 or 50 different upgrades, and that's it, and that's where we leave it at. It's, you know, it's all good. So I don't know what happened there. I don't know if it's going to get patched out or fixed. I don't know if that was intentional. It happened to a couple characters, but then again, it didn't happen to another one. It happened to a couple of multi-tools and a ship or two, as well as I think a freighter. I think my freighter is like that too. You can see the multi-tool is, and the freighter, yeah, freighter too. So this character really well, this is the living ship, so it's different. But yeah, this character really got some boosts on that kind of stuff. So let's take a look at the exosuit itself and what we've done to it. And I have pretty much installed everything I can install. There's nothing else I can build to add to it. I've gotten everything out of the anomaly that I can buy to upgrade. I even have the brand new rocket over here. Well, trade rocket, you see. So what I've done is I've grouped things together, you know, to get them the most benefit you can from them as they get their adjacency bonuses, like different stuff for your oxygen, your shielding. Up here for the exosuit, this is the stuff that, you know, works with the life support tank and all that. So rocket pack. And I did a lot of farming. Now this character is my testing character, so this is a very much optimized exosuit. It took a lot to get here, and when I say a lot, it means I went around and I had to gather the X-class upgrades I wanted, and I duped a crap load of them, opened tons and tons and tons of them until I got the best of the best, and then threw everything else out, you know, got rid of all the other stuff, sold it off, and then duped the best of the best 2 more times so I could have 3 of each. And that's where I stand today with this. So, you know, this could take weeks, months of grinding. Who knows? It depends on, you know, how often you play and how focused you are on stuff and how lucky you are, you know. But X-Class, I believe, is better than the S-Class. It seems like you have a better chance. You have a chance when you open up an X-Class module of it being utter crap or great. And I haven't discovered any rhyme or reason to how that is yet. You know, maybe one day I will count them and see, is it every 10th one is great? Is it every 15th one? I don't know. But for now, let's just suffice to say, most of them suck, and then every now and then you get a really, really good one. So hold on to that good one when you get it. So with the rocket packs, we have a great jetpack here. And let's get outside and show you just how high we can go. We're like Icarus here. I mean, look how long we're flying there, right? That's significant. That hurt a little bit, but that's significant. So, you know, you start off, of course, with your basic jetpack, and you got all the regular upgrades: the neural stimulator, the airburst engine, the rocket boots, and then the efficient water jets, which works underwater. Now, some of these are more important than others. To start off, you know, you start with a basic jetpack. I do recommend the stimulator because, as you can see, it does upgrade your tanks, your sprint distance, your recharge rate, and your recovery time. The air burst engine is okay. All it does is really allow airborne recharging. So as you can see, when I fell there, I used all my power, but as I was falling, I was able to gain just enough back to do a quick burst before I hit the ground, which saved me from further damage. So there's that. The advanced jump system, helps you jump farther. These are all upgrades that you get through the anomaly, and they're all great. So we worked on these. Yeah, these aren't boosted. So this here is about the best I've seen stat-wise for a jetpack in the X class, and I went through dozens of these. I can't tell you how many I went through. I could probably go through dozens more and beat this a little bit. Maybe I can get a 20 on the boost power. Maybe I can get a 59 on the sprint distance or a 240 on the jetpack tanks. I don't know, and at this point, I don't care. Is it going to make that much of a difference? Probably not. Even times 3 and not. Look at that, jetpack tanks, 238%. Sprint distance, 57% more. Initial boost power is 19%, and sprint recovery time, 55%. We have that in there 3 times. But wait, one of them is in a technology supercharged slot. So 297 up from 238. 71 from 57. 49 from 19. That's huge. And then 94 from 55. So those are big, big, big differences. Look at the sprinting. Just watch the stamina over there in the bottom right. It's barely moving, right? There, we're down to the head. Down to the shoulder. Getting down to the elbow now. And we're just still running and running. So you can run for quite a distance once you get this guy boosted up and everything put into place. But that's really not all that's impacting everything, I don't believe, because look here. We've got these Sentinel Modifications. Now, the way you get these is by killing Sentinels, and you'll get glass from them, which looks like this, these salvage glasses. And when you extract components from them, they'll turn into different things. In that case, we got an antimatter, and the other one, I don't know what that turned into. Oh, that one turned into dirty bronze. But sometimes they're going to turn into these Sentinel Modifications. And the only 2 I've seen so far are for the Exosuit and for the multi-tool. So these are great. So it's well worth farming some Sentinels because look at the extra boost we have here. Another 57% on the sprint distance, 72 for that one because it's boosted. Core health is plus 33%, solar panel plus 74, life support tanks 109. Here it's 137, 72, 118, and 41. Now that core health is what gets you all those little plus signs in the upper left-hand corner. We don't see them right now because we have, let's take some damage so we can see that. But like, you know, with your health is represented by a long white line on the upper left that shows your shield, and then there's your little pluses, which are your health. See, we've got 5, 6, 7, we've got 9 pluses there. You start off with 3, so we've tripled that, and these kind of things help do that. Okay, so definitely very, very important. Highly recommend those. Moving on, we got some more. Let's talk about shields next. So we've got our basic shield. Where are you, baby? Where are you in here? Right, don't we? Oh, we'll go down here. Yeah, I'm sorry. So this is our hazard protection. This works hand in hand with these shields over here, and I'll show you what I'm talking about there. Here's your basic one. This is hazard protection battery, plus 20% to your to the battery here for the shield lattice. These are the X mods, and as you can see, they add 10% to each of the 4 possible resistances that you can have. And then you have these basic, they work with these. So in addition to the 10%, 30%, here we've got another 21, 21, 21, and 21. So that's another 21% on top of the, so 51% resistance. And then these upgrades here are run with either batteries or whatever, like phosphorus for this one, dioxide here. This one's uranium and this one is ammonia. But these are like extra shields that you'll see on the bottom left right above your health where your hazard shield normally is. You'll see one little indicator there for each of those if you're in a toxic environment. So if I'm in a hot environment, and we do get frequent storms here, so that should pop up during this video while filming, we'll see it. But if you are using it, you'll see 3 of those shields pop up since I have 3 of them. And it will show you just how much protection it's giving you. Those 3 shields have to wear down before my hazard protection actually wears down. Those are very, very useful. I find myself able to explore the most horrible planets now without worrying about dying or anything like that. And I just keep a big stack of ion batteries with me because it charges all of these things. And as you can see, I've let some of them run down because, you know, I still got 95% on that one. When it runs out, I'll fill them all up again and move forward. All right, so next up, did we talk about that? Yeah, we did. Next up, we've got our oxygen, right? This is what helps us breathe. Without it, we are dead in the water. So this is our life support system. And it's got oxygen rerouter and life support tanks, plus 10%. So these are your 2 mods you can get from the anomaly, and they're pretty self-explanatory. Well, the oxygen rerouting one is self-explanatory, but what that one allows us to do is if we're underwater, that will allow the, once the underwater protection runs low, that will allow us to use regular oxygen in its place so we don't die right away. That's basically all that is. And you got 3 these oxygen filters, life support tanks, again getting a boost of 108% and solar panel power of 74%. Life support's getting boosted over here too. So tons and tons of life support tanks. So our oxygen does last a disgustingly long amount of time now, which is great. All right, let's talk about some of these odds and ends down here, right? And are they necessary or not? The hazmat gauntlet, well, that's great. Early game, you need it immensely because it's the only way you can pick plants. But once you get like the biodome or the freighter rooms that you can grow plants in, you won't need this anymore to pick plants if you got them growing in there. But you know, it's one of those things like in my before the update when I had a lot less technology and all that, I got rid of it because I really didn't need it anymore. But now I got room, I put it back in. Here's the Artemis translator. It's a goofy little thing. You get it during the missions. I just put it back on. Don't really need it. Then we got 3 other translators. We got a B, an A, and a S class, and they just help you learn the languages a lot quicker when you run into these like little GEC NPCs and whatnot that you talk to. It'll help you out quite a bit. Up here hiding in the upper left-hand corner is the personal refiner. This is a great piece of equipment, especially a little earlier on in the game. The later on it gets, the less useful it is. But it's basically like your portable refiner, only stuck to your back in your little backpack there. It holds things and runs on the same fuel, carbon or condensed carbon, and you just put stuff in there, and as you're running around, it will process it. So let's take a little bit of ferrite dust, and we'll throw in some carbon. And even if I'm running around like this, I can hear it running in the background. And then I hear it when it shuts off, and I can say, all right, cool, that's done. There's my pure ferrite I needed. Be careful with this. I've noticed sometimes when I have been, you know, and this was a while back, I don't know if it's still an issue, but it definitely used to be an issue. Like if I had something processing back there, and one thing I would do a lot of is all those fluids, those viscous fluids and whatnot, I would put them in there while I'm running around doing other stuff and just keep feeding carbon into it to let it process down to nanites eventually. But I found when I jumped using the teleporter unit, you know, like the little fast travel thing to go from planet to planet or whatever, or sometimes warping, it would empty the backpack out and that would disappear. Whatever was being processed would be gone. Both the catalyst to create it, the item I was using to create, and then the item it was creating. All 3 of them gone. So I don't know if that still happens or not, so be careful with it. Use it at your own discretion because that was not fun. And last but not least, this is part of, this was the Atlas path. I'm sorry. This was the Atlas path. And that's a long path in the game. You go from Atlas Station to Atlas Station. You keep building all of these new things and upgrades and whatnot. Eventually, you end up with the Starseed, a priceless fragment. And it's pretty cool. I think it gives you more life, if I'm not mistaken. I think that's what it did, right? Yeah, it gives you more core health or something like that. So that helps out with your core health, and that's something you'll get late in the game as you do the Atlas path and all that. And like I said, this is a highly, this character has everything. Oh yeah, and I forgot. Back to the trade rocket, the newest thing we could put in our suit, our beautiful, wonderful trade rocket. So we can do something like this. La da da da, bring it down. So anyway, that is my optimized suit with everything in there that I need and want. I really can't upgrade it any further than it is unless I min-max these things and maybe get a 35 shield strength, 75 panel power, or 109 or 110 here. You know, little things, little minutia are the only things I'll be able to improve. And again, this is a character, this was all done, through, it's my test character. I do all my testing on this guy. So it was all done through the standard duping method that uses the portable refiners in such a way that you put something in a refiner. I'll show you again real quick if you don't know this. Boom, put something in the hopper. Take another portable refiner, stick it right on top so they're touching in the middle. Pick them both up, and voila, now I have 98 meaty chunks. Double the amount I had before when I had 49. So that's how that works. And you could do that, if that's how you want to play the game. If not, I get it. A lot of people don't like duping. I get it. I'm not a big fan of duping. It takes the fun out of things, but for testing purposes and all that, it's a blast. So you gotta love it. Let you do these things without having to do all the months and months of work. Then I could test this stuff out and work on it on my regular characters and try to achieve greatness with them the totally legit way. All right, everybody. Well, thanks for joining me. As always, I'm Captain Beefy with the Game Vault, and I thank you for joining me. If you haven't done so already, subscribe to the channel, ring that bell for notifications. I do appreciate it. Leave a comment and a like on the video if you enjoyed what you saw, if it helped you at all, blew your mind. And don't forget to share us on social media. It is greatly appreciated. I'll see you next time.